歡迎各位又嚟到家國生活，每逢晚上11點至12點喺 FM105.9 廣播直播室有我哋3位，咁啊包括我哋Jenny Low 啦，仲有我哋節目主持Josephine Powell 啦，仲有小弟 Alex 啦。咁今日咧，我哋就係曾經較早時候咧就訪問咗 Brampton 嘅市長，咁咧就係即係訪問咗 Patrick Brown。咁啊，關於 economy 啊、transportation 啊同埋 housing 咁樣，咁我哋係好高興今日 Jenny 咧，其實佢係 Brampton 華商會嘅會長，咁所以咧佢亦都係喺Patrick Brown 佢哋Brampton City 個economic recovery 嗰個 committee 裏邊嘅 committee member，咁所以今日咧就喺度咧就即係就嗰個內容應該就好豐富啊。Josephine 啊，你其實我哋想點樣講先啊？
我哋睇一睇嗰個片段先好唔好？
好，咁我就不如去一去個片，我 make sure 有聲先啊嚇，咁然之後就
然後我哋就補充。
嗱，我 make sure 係第一個訪問先啊嚇，咁呢個就係第一個訪問，咁呢個就係好，我去條片先啦。
First of all, a warm welcome to Mayor Brown. It's really just so special to have you, on our program. This is the first time we really introduce specifically about, the developments in Brampton. And congratulations. I have to say it twice. Congratulations again. Why? You are a big winner in the last provincial budget announcement. You gained a medical school as part of Ryerson's expansion in Brampton, and also you gained a brand new hospital. So tell us about it. We're so excited.
Well, it's a home run for the city of Brampton. Not only are we getting a new hospital, the old hospital was decommissioned in 2007 when they built Brampton Civic. And in the place of the old decommissioned hospital, they're building a brand new hospital with 250 beds, with an emergency department 24/7, and we really needed this because Brampton was ground zero for hallway medicine. And now we're also getting a medical school. Very rarely do you see med schools opened up in the province of Ontario. The last one was 15 years ago with the Northern School of Medicine, very prestigious. To have a hospital and a med school, boy, is that a home run.
Yes, absolutely. 咁我哋停一停就呢度咁樣。Josephine Powell，你其實你有查過嗰啲 medical school， 其實佢嗰個 establishment 係點樣嘅咧？
其實咧嗰個細節係未有㗎，不過係 Ryerson 一個部分嘅咩啦入嚟啦。但係佢而家究竟係 Ryerson 有冇其他嘅學科一齊啊？定係淨係 medical school 咧？係未知嘅，佢哋都未揀到紙嘅。如果後期咧喺嗰度錄音，你會聽到佢話想揾響即係嗰個 City Centre 附近啦，即係 Still and Highway 10啦。嗱，咁我想講一講咧，就係咧Brampton 咧係我哋全加拿大第二嘅增長最快嘅城市㗎，響人口嚟講，佢每一年咧係有14000嘅人新移民加入嘅。你唔好理話佢新移民係由外國嚟啊，定係由其他城市，即係佢每一年咧係有14000個人加入嚟㗎。咁佢而家嘅人口咧已經係有70萬㗎啦。通常我哋睇個數字統計咧都話係60幾萬咁，但係咧市長咧就糾正我哋，佢話而家已經有70萬㗎啦。所以嗱，你睇到咧佢同 Mississauga 已經係追得好近 ，Mississauga 大約係78萬啦嚇。咁樣，咁嗰個 Brampton 嗰個城市嗰個 boundary 咧就係Mayfield Road 響個北邊啦，響嗰個東邊咧就係 Highway 50，響個西邊咧就 Winston Churchill， 南邊咧就係401嘅。咁佢呢個城市而家嚟講咧，以佢嘅人口嚟講咧，係應該有唔止超過一個full service 嘅 hospital 嘅。而家咧嗰個 Brampton Civic Hospital 咧係全加拿大嗰個 ER department 係最忙碌嘅。佢起嘅時候響2007年起嘅時候咧，佢係為咗預算咗9萬人嘅啫 ，OK， 用佢嗰個 emergency， 但係結果咧佢係13萬幾人一年啊，所以佢係好迫切，同埋早幾年咧。佢係唯一一間喺我哋附近 GTA 嘅 hospital 咧，加插咗呢個 兒童精神科，所以變咗附近嗰啲城市嗰啲精神科嘅少年咧，有精神科都去咗佢嗰度，所以你睇到咧呢個係非常之忙碌嘅醫院嚟㗎。咁佢另外有一間醫院咧叫做 Brampton Memorial， 一間咧醫院咧就係其實好新嘅，不過咧佢係一個 day hospital，即係話佢做 day surgery 啦，咁你就唔會有留醫啊嗰啲咁嘅，有family services 啊 prenatal 啊咁樣。咁所以咧，其實佢係好唔夠，所以我好開心佢係能夠有一間新嘅醫院啦。咁全加拿大嚟講咧，我哋每1000人口咧，大約係1.4間 hospital 嘅。OK， 嗱你唔好講日本啊，日本係7.8嘅。OK， 1000人有7.8個 hospital 嘅。咁但係咧，響安省係低過加拿大嘅 average 嘅。咁可能之前我哋早幾年嘅政府咧，cut 咗好多 medical budget 啦，所以係即係非常開心啦。咁同埋如果佢有呢個 medical school 帶動嘅時候咧，變咗呢間新醫院可能係會好多 service 咧，或者係一個全科醫院一個 general hospital 咁樣變咗係一個 teaching hospital 啦。咁我都好戥即係嗰個啲居民高興啦。咁而家嚟講呢個新嘅醫院嘅幾個時間表唔知。嗰個預算唔知，暫時未知嘅嚇。咁有咩 department 唔知，只係知道咧有即係24小時，每7日24小時嘅急症室，同埋係有大約250張床。
但係佢急需嘅咯，因為佢2027年另外嗰間 Brampton Civic Hospital 就要 decommission 噶嘛，係嘛？
但其實我睇報紙又睇唔到佢話 decommission 呢個 hospital 嘅。我覺得呢個 hospital 嚟講，如果係 Brampton Civic 咧係好新嘅，但係如果 Pure Memorial 咧 ，Pure Memorial 就係舊嘅，響 Old Town 即係近 Queen Street 嗰頭嘅咁樣。嗱 Brampton Civic 咧就喺 Bouvier 嗰度㗎，好先進㗎，嗰間 hospital 好靚嘅。
我諗佢係講緊個舊嗰間。
係啦，咁兩間 hospital 咧都響 Brampton 嘅東邊。一個係東北，一個係東南。
好，咁你不如去即係去睇一睇嗰條片，講嗰啲 local economy 嗰啲 question 啊嘛。
好啊。
咁就有2條片嘅，咁所以咧就係第一條片就係即係最主要係講話 return to 呢個normal 嘅答法嚇。I'm going to head off with the economy question. As you know, the vaccination is coming along. And as much as we have some supply issue, but the federal government is aiming at the end of September to finish all the vaccination. Whoever want to vaccinate by end of September, we shall have the injection already. So with that, a sort of end of the tunnel. So how is Brampton? Or how do you perceive, it's going to happen with the reopening, by September or by the end of the year, or maybe beginning of the year? How do you envision, like the economy or the business is going to be reopened in Brampton, and your city is, ready for that?
Well, I'm really frustrated by the vaccine rollout. Right now in Canada, we're the 55th country in the world in terms of vaccine supply. And I look right now in Canada, we're doing those over 70, but in the US, they're doing those over 30 right now. The federal government has really dropped the ball when it comes to vaccine supply and procurement. But as soon as they finally get vaccines, we'll be ready to reopen. Our businesses are thirsty to be reopened. They want to work. They want to be open. They want to have this lockdown over with. It's not just a health pandemic. It's an economic tidal wave. And, I'm really hoping that day comes soon when our businesses can open their doors again, because boy, it's been a tough year.
So, 嗱，其實即係後邊有啲即係好簡單嘅 question， 我問佢咁，即係其實佢最主要咧就係等緊個 vaccine。佢話如果有 vaccine， 好似救火咁樣有水嘅就搞掂㗎啦。咁但係我就想喺呢度咧就即係Josephine， 我想問一問阿 Jenny 咧。咁其實即係啲 small business 喺 Brampton 咧。佢哋有冇嗌救命啊？係咪 ready for reopen 咧？
唔好講話 Brampton 啦，成個唔好講話 Brampton 啊，成個加拿大、成個世界啲 small business 都嗌救命。邊啲 industry 係唔會嗌救命咧？就係譬如話 關於疫情嘅公司啦，關於啲大嘅 change 嘅公司啦，所有細嘅公司咧，我見到好多都係閂埋門啊、restructure 啊咁樣。咁 Brampton of course， 因為佢有好多細嘅公司喺入邊，但係佢亦都好多大嘅公司入邊嘅。咁啊 Josephine 佢做嘅 research 真係非常之好 detail 啊，真係非常之好。咁所以其實咧 Brampton Patrick Mayor Brown 咧，我所見嘅由2020年年頭開始 pandemic 一開始就好似衝鋒陷陣咁啊，成個 city 咧啲人咧係勤力到咧，我真係甘拜下風，係好勤力，因為佢哋知道。要好似而家同個 virus 打仗鬥快啊！而家要大家鬥快啊，所以佢又快得好緊要，佢做嘢做得好快。同埋咧，我見到佢哋做嘢咧係 day and night， 所以咧你話啲 small business， 佢點會唔知啲 small business 好慘啊？入邊有啲 restaurant 咧，有啲就閂門。你話有啲話賣外賣，講真，你賣外賣，你入邊啲員工啊嚇。你只係得一兩個喺度賣外賣嘅啫嘛。如果你有一間 restaurant， 你入邊有幾十個嘅，你一間幾十個，100間就好多個嘅咯，好慘噶。其實有好多細嘅 store 咧 ，Brampton City 入邊咧有好多細一間間嘅 store 嘅，好多都閂埋門。
明白。不如我去一去即係嗰啲 key sector 喺 Brampton 嘅 key sector， 等大家知道下其實 Brampton 係一個點嘅 city。Brampton 有成70萬人，但係佢得75000份工，即係咧就係最主要咧就差唔多 10% 啦。咁如果翻工啲人可能大部分都係即係離開 Brampton 啊或者 downtown 啦。我好多同事都喺 Brampton 住㗎。咁而家鏡頭見到咧就話佢最大嘅 sector 就叫 advanced manufacturing 啦。咁大家都知道 Brampton 有個 Chrysler Fiat 嘅車廠啦，相當之大㗎嚇。咁啊，亦都請咗好多員工嘅。咁呢個 sector 大約4個 billion，contribute 4個 billion 嘅 GDP。咁咧就有1500間公司啦。咁然之後咧就3萬嘅 employer。咁有好多唔同嘅嘢，有 robotics 啊 ，Magna 又喺度啊 ，Elmac 又喺度啊。係咯，咁即係 steel 都有喺度。咁好多啲即係 advanced 嘅 manufacturing。咁然之後我再落去咧就係有第二個 sector 啦，就相當之奇怪，佢哋有個 sector 叫 food and beverage， 原來有成8500人嘅嚇，都係一個唔細嘅 sector 嚟㗎。咁另外咧就係呢個咧就係 health and life science 啦，呢個好 surprisingly 我都唔知嘅，佢 contribute 大約1.5個 billion， 但係佢有100間 biotech 啊。咁我哋正話都講過咧。有好多間 pharmaceutical 嘅公司喺度啊，咁跟住再落去咧就係唔係 innovation technology， 佢係有喺度，但係就唔係好大。logistic 啦 ，logistic 係一個好大嘅 sector， 2個 billion。其實 Amazon 有2個 distribution centre 喺度，即係 Toronto 咧冇一個 city 係有2個 distribution centre，Brampton 就有2個啦，因為可能咧佢近機場。亦都好多嗰啲貨櫃車啊嗰啲公司咧，就係 truck company 就係 Brampton 啦。咁所以呢個 sector 係相當之唔細嘅。咁大約咧就係有11000個 employee，contribute 2個 billion 嘅生意啊。咁其實咧 one of the big growth 咧喺個 Brampton 咧，就話或者咧就係個 logistic 嗰度咧，有人 estimate 話。by 2040年咧，喺 peak hour 咧，嗰啲 industrial loading 咧係會增加20萬架車。咁所以一陣間我哋可以講下 GTA West 嗰樣嘢
啊。或者我加啦個 food and beverage 啦。其實咧我哋食嗰啲肉類啊，好多個 packaging 就係響Brampton 嘅，
係啦，上次都出咗事啊！
冇錯，咁唔講邊間啦，食肉類啦，咁佢係啊，冇辦法，即係但係佢冇辦法，因為但係點解喺嗰啲地方感染咧？因為 at the beginning 佢人流啦，咁都係冇辦法嘅，呢啲係過程之中嚇。
嗱，跟住我去條片就係講話，即係嗰個 local economy， 講緊個 Queen Street 嘅發展啊。
好。
咁呢個係啦，佢條片先 like a lot of people, I mean, internationally, provincially or country-wise, we're competing with each other with the economy now, right? You may happen. So we may have less, conflict within the GTA area, but we are also competing the resources. How do you envision it's going to happen with the local economy that you can drive, given, Brampton has a lot of warehouse, logistic type of, business, and at the same time we are doing we with the COVID, the new everybody's doing innovation, and in Brampton we have so many, like ethnic group there in the IT technology. How do you envision, as a city is going to pick up those, innovation projects, perhaps open some, like New May in Ontario type of technology or sector that is, can forest the local business of Brampton?
So it is a global competition for jobs and investment. And I would say the delay in the vaccines is going to give us a disadvantage because other countries are open. Other countries are going to be able to have their economy restarted before Canada's is, and so that is a disadvantage. Having said that, we've got some incredible entrepreneurs, and I know once they're allowed to, they will show that Canadian entrepreneurial spirit again. But it's been a challenging year. In terms of the logistics sector, as you mentioned, that's one sector that's actually done well during the pandemic because of the shipment of goods. So the logistics companies in Brampton have actually grown over the last year. They haven't had any lockdowns. And so whether it's trucking companies that was bringing in food and medical supplies into the country, or companies like Amazon that does 40% of their volume in Canada from Brampton.
Yeah, you have 2 warehouses in Brampton, maybe a third one coming along, who knows? We're one of the state-of-the-art logistics center. So another thing I want to 嗱咁啊，我可能咧就係即係正話記錯咗，咁我曾經咧就提過另外一條問題，就話有咩辦法咧可以令到 Brampton 咁就可以咧就做一啲 local manufacturing 嗰啲咁嘅嘢，咁佢就冇正面回答。咁我哋方才我哋都介紹咗啲 key sector 啦 ，advanced manufacturing 咧係一個好大嘅 sector，logistics 有一個好大嘅 sector， 然之後 pharmaceutical 亦都係好大嘅 sector 咁樣。咁其實阿 Jenny。喺呢方面喺呢個economic recovery 嗰個 plan 嘅 committee， 你有冇啲資訊係講關於其實咧，即係有啲咩 sector 你會見到會有一個增長，同埋有啲咩 sector 會即係flop 咧？
其實咧嗱，我大部分嘅資料暫時咧就唔講得出嚟啦。咁但係 at the same time 咧，根本而家 Brampton 咧都好多 industry 喺入邊㗎啦。咁譬如佢入邊有冇人知道佢譬如入邊有一間RV 嘅公司喺入邊啦，咁亦都有一間有佢啲藥廠啦，亦都有製造食物包裝嘅公司啦，亦都有好似你話齋有2間 Amazon 喺入邊啦，咁亦都有佢有啲地方咧仲係可以俾人投資入去開廠嘅。咁其實市政府裏邊咧，佢個 planning 咧係其實希望吸引多啲外來嘅投資入去開廠。咁你話落實咗啲乜嘢咧？政府而家其實 working on 好多嘅 planning。咁 of course 佢而家第一件事就係安省已經批咗俾佢開間學校啦，開間 medical school 啦，就仲有開間醫院啦。咁即係話已經係意味咗話俾你聽，入邊嘅人口會增長，而且亦都想希望所有人喺 Brampton 住 ，Brampton 做嘢，就變咗，而且咧亦都唔會淨係lean on 一個 culture， 因為而家 Brampton 咧其實中國人口係好少嘅啫，咁佢哋係大約1萬人到嘅啫，你信唔信 ？Can you believe？ 但係佢哋係希望吸納多啲亞洲去嘅人口。咁佢冇所謂嘅，其實咩人去都冇所謂，但係佢就其實不嬲Mayor 咧就好想成個城市係 more diversify、more multicultural， 佢係好 support 嘅，好 support 多元文化嘅。
咁不如我哋再去翻我原本諗住嗰條問題啦。I'll ask you, Queen Street, as far as I know, like it's more or less like a semi-downtown of Brampton. You guys are doing a lot of study on the west, and then also the precinct plan on the east. Without the light rail economy, now you're in the BRT. How do you envision that it's going to happen in the next 10, 15 years to bring in the local business, bring in the local economy in there?
Yeah, so a few ideas on transportation. One, we are right now doing the study on the rapid bus transit on Queen Street. So rapid bus transit is going to be a reality very soon. The LRT phase 1 is already under construction, which takes it to Steele Street, and then we'll be looking at an LRT phase 2, which will take it into the downtown. I should note we're also electrifying our fleet right now. We've got the first pilot project in Canada of electrified buses, and we're looking at building our transit facility, our new transit facility, to be completely electrified. And so we hope to have the greenest transit system in Canada, an electrified transit system that will be ahead of its game.
So are you envisioning, like more or less like build a new generation type of downtown along the Queen Street? Like, like a lot of other cities are doing that right now?
Yeah, I think the rapid bus transit, the electric buses will be very modern. And downtown revitalization is going to be, one, transit will help us, but also the fact that we've got the Center for Innovation being built, Beehive, we've got the medical school that's going to go downtown. We've got 3 major residential developments happening in the downtown right now. The new hospital is only a stone's throw from the downtown. So there'll literally be billions of dollars spent in the downtown over the next number of years. And so the downtown is going to be a hot investment.
So it sounds like you're trying to build a medical city of the GTA area for the Brampton, right?
Well, I think there will be some medical technology companies associated with this, but we also have a lot of synergies in the downtown on cybersecurity. The National Center for Cybersecurity for Canada is also in downtown Brampton.
Oh, okay. 咁其實呢度都好多資訊啊。咁其實Jenny， 你聽到佢正話嗰啲資訊，你有啲咩 first feedback 啊？
嗱，講真啦，其實一早已經知道佢有呢啲咁嘅諗法，因為佢後生啊嘛，一個好後生，亦有衝勁，亦有理想嘅 Mayor 啦，一個市長啦。咁佢將個城市希望變做 higher technology， 佢哋以前不嬲都有個 planning 話係一個好似 cyber city 咁樣噶啦。咁其實咧又對 Brampton 呢個地方咧好有期望，亦都 at the same time， 我而家好相信一樣嘢，入邊亦其實有好多專才喺入邊嘅，好多大公司，好多專才喺入邊，亦都有好多technology 公司，佢入邊其實有啲 startup 喺 Brampton City Hall 入邊咧有個 startup centre 嘅，係 welcome 好多後生仔入去做 startup 嘅，但係唔知有幾多人知咧，成個國家唔知，咁所以其實咧佢想吸納好多人喺入邊，有啲後生嘅一族啦，希望即係擺多啲機會俾next generation 去發展一個好似一個非常先進嘅城市，更加嚟講咧，佢而家 focus on green 添。
Josephine， 不如我去一去我哋原本話講 future 先講嗰樣嘢好唔好？因為似乎佢即係好 logical， 咁我不如去一去。
你講個 vision 係咪啊 ？vision
講個 vision 係啦，冇錯。
好。
OK， 咁其實咧就 Brampton 咧。就喺2018年咧，就即係就做咗個叫 Brampton Vision 2040年嘅 Vision 咁樣。咁正話咧就即係Mayor 已經講咗，話佢其實紅色嗰啲咧就係 BRT 嚟㗎啦。OK， 咁就藍色嗰啲係 Zoom Line， 紅色嗰啲係 BRT。All right， 咁 BRT 大家知道咧，就即係Brampton 就唔要個 LRT， 因為覺得個 investment 太重，咁覺得而且中間有條軌，咁 BRT 咧就似乎咧就係即係同好似 Markham York Region 咁上下，即係咁嘅 style 咧，就佢哋 fit 啲，咁所以佢用個 BRT， 咁啊 BRT phase 1應該係呢度㗎啦，咁呢啲打洞嗰啲應該咧就係 future phase 嚟㗎，咁然之後個 Zoom 咧。就已經喺個 Brampton run 緊啦，咁就 run on Queen Street 啦，咁佢哋咧就有個 loop 咁就包晒成個 city 噶啦，咁相當之好嘅。咁如果喺下邊個 diagram， 我想 show 一 show 咧，其實佢哋咧就係諗緊咧成個，或者我講呢個先，其實佢哋諗緊咧就係話呢個係 city centre 啦 ，OK 呢個 civic centre 啦，呢個咧就係 Queen Street 裏邊即係。比較佢哋覺得係似 Ground Zero 或者 City Centre， 佢哋將會重點發展呢兩個圓圈嘅地方咁樣。咁然之後你都咧就係除咗呢個 downtown 之外，佢仲有5個 regional 嘅 centre， 譬如個 Brampton East 啦，呢個 Brampton West 啦 呢個 Brampton Go 啦，即係會個 Ghost Train 啦。咁呢個咧就係叫做 Trinity Common。咁仲有呢個叫 Heritage。咁其實Josephine Powell，你對個 Heritage 係咪做過呢啲 research 㗎？
好啊，或者我講一講頭先你 downtown 嗰兩個 circle 啦，好唔好啊？
好。
因為咧，其實咧 Brampton 而家咧就係有兩個 downtown 嘅，差唔多。一個咧就所以佢叫 uptown， 一個叫 downtown 嚇。嗰個咧其中咧邊街高啲嗰個咧係附近咧已經係有 theatre 啦，有即係好多嘢㗎。附近有museum 啦，有 Brampton 嘅 civic centre 喺度㗎啦。咁下面一度咧就係嗰個係along 嗰個 Still 啦 ，Still 嗰度你有 Shoppers World 啦，有好多 buffet 啊 ，Chinese buffet 啊，同埋咧而家係有 Sheridan College 嘅Davis Campus 喺度嘅。咁其實佢兩個，所以兩個都係好旺嘅地方嚟嘅。呢
個佢哋叫做 accessory centre， 因為近啲嗰啲 warehouse 啊 ，Amazon 嗰個 warehouse 呢？
係啦。
一個喺呢度，一個喺呢邊咁樣啊。
係啦。
咁所以咧就呢個係一個即係比較上近啲近啲 Still 嗰邊嘅。呢個咧就正式嚟講就 Civic Centre。
係downtown。
係啦 ，more neat， 因為嗰個 Art Gallery 咧，嗰個Peel 嗰個 museum 又喺度啦 ，Old Court House 喺度啦，仲有嗰個 Four Corners 嗰個 library 又喺度啦，即係嗰個 Central Library， 即係附近係好靚嘅。OK。咁
包括埋嗰個5個唔同嘅即係 satellite centre 咧，咁即係一個幾圓滿嘅 vision 啊。咁當然
係啦。
要喺 Brampton 咧，最緊要啲 green space 啊，所以咧喺啲埠邊啊，亦都一個好大嘅公園啦。呢邊好多唔同嘅 green space。咁呢個係
好大嘅改進啊，壓力好大改進。因為一路以來，我覺得 Brampton 咧有少少 mix 嗰個 zoning 啊。而家佢咁分開有啲我每一個 subdivision 咧，我要有咁多 green space 係好好嘅。係嘛？
即係其實我睇見呢個 plan 雖然話唔係好 detail， 但係 at least 呢個係 beginning 一個 good start 係咪？係啊。
咁而家我講少少關於個 Heritage Heights 啦。Heritage Heights 咧係又係一個 future vision 嚟嘅，係 Brampton 咧將好多嘅理想擺埋一齊。呢個全部佔地咧係4000個 acre， 係 Brampton 最後一塊即係咁大 parcel 嘅 undeveloped land 嘅。咁呢個地咧可能係即係好似一個小市鎮咁，係要好多年develop 啦。咁佢就會係有即係休閒嘅地方啦，有商業啦，有住所啦，即係 row house 啊乜嘢，咁亦都有單車徑啊俾人哋。咁佢嘅形式係一個好大嘅 boulevard。咁啲人係好休閒嘅，即係唔會話即係好 rush 啊或者咩。佢嘅理想亦都係頭先阿 Jenny 講啦，啲人喺度住，喺度做嘢，喺度玩，唔使去
Toronto。Live, work and play 呢方面係一個 urban 嘅 design。learn
係啦，咁佢而家好理想，我覺得係真係好好。咁佢所以咧，佢嗰個將來嗰個發展咧，個 GO Train 咧，嗱佢而家 GO Train 有幾個3個主要嘅點啦，個3個站啦。
不如我哋去一去廣告，轉頭翻嚟傾啲下半部。好，轉頭翻嚟。歡迎各位又嚟到家國生活，每逢晚上11點至12點喺 FM105.9 廣播直播室，依然有我哋3位繼續講訪問Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown。Josephine Powell 上半場你好似我 stop 咗你係可唔可以繼續？
係，我哋頭上半場係講到 Heritage Heights 係一個好 visionary 嘅subdivision， 而且係好大㗎，係成個 Brampton 1/16嘅 size， 所以你睇下幾大咧？咁 Brampton 如果我哋講起投資咧，我哋要講交通啦、配套啦，同埋呢個人力啦，係咪？Brampton 嘅人口咧係比起有啲城市咧係年青嘅，即是話你會好多嘅勞動市場咧，你係會喺嗰度可以嚟fill up 嘅。咁如果講到 Brampton 嘅交通，我哋先講 highway 啦你而家就算唔講最新嘅發展都好啦， 響北你有407啦，跟住有401啦，咁有 Highway 50啦，咁即係另外咧又有 Highway 7啦。Highway 409啦，咁變咗咧，你係將嗰個你響 Brampton 開一間廠嘅時候咧，你變咗嗰個時間咧，嗰個 travelling 咧係少咗好多嘅。咁何況仲有而家新嘅 project 啦，咁我哋睇一睇嗰個新嘅 share screen。
好，咁呢個咧就應該係講個 Go Train 先嘅 ，OK？
係啦。嗱其實如果你而家呢度睇咧，你見到咧，由 Ray Lawson 開始咧就係 Brampton 㗎 ，Ray Lawson County Court。嗱呢個就 Brampton Gateway 就係嗰個巴士總站啦。響呢個。
Hold on 啊，Josephine， 你係咪要 share 個 screen on 嗰個？
係啊，我 share 咗㗎啦，係咪啊？
唔係 share 咗，你未 share 啊？
我未 share 咩 ？OK。佢寫住。
啱啊，去咗啦。OK， 搞掂。
係咪而家？
有得
OK， 嗱，我哋而家睇咧就係呢個中間嗰個 LRT 咧，就由 Mississauga 上到去 Brampton 嗰個啦，將 Hill 嚟到打通啦，咁即係啲 Brampton 嘅人你可以即係響 Mississauga 嘅人可以上去 Brampton 翻工又得。嗱，咁你而家由 Ray Lawson County Court 就係 Brampton 噶啦，最後呢個咧就係巴士總站。Brampton Gateway 就係我哋頭先嗰個第一個 City Centre 啦，即係 Steele 同埋Steele 就喺附近㗎啦。咁再上嚟咧就係一路你會睇到咧，就 Brampton 嘅 Go Train 啦。Go Train 咧有幾個站嘅。嗱，你 Bramalea 咧就係其實係以前 Brampton 另外一個城市嘅，未融合一齊之前咧 Bramalea 係另外一個城市，但係而家咧對住 Bramalea City Centre 咧係好大㗎啦，已經係咁個 Regional Appeal 嘅總部又喺度，又有Police Division 啊咁而家呢個咧將來咧會起一個 new building 喺度，就俾佢1000幾個泊車位，咁就有一個好多 spaces 咧俾佢個空間咧俾佢哋做零售啊咁，呢度亦都係變咗係。我好似一個新式嘅Go Station 嘅車站啦，咁就另外啦，呢個就 Brampton 啦，就去到 Downtown 啦。嗱呢個 Mount Pleasant 咧，其實呢度咧就會將來就近嗰個新 project 啦 ，Heritage Heights 啦。如果再落嚟咧，你響到呢度咧會係大約係Winston Church 啊、Mississauga 啊咁樣 ，OK？ 佢係呢度咧就係嗰個新嘅project。咁你會睇到咧，其他嘅頭先啦，阿力都講咗啦，同事長都講咗啦，好多嗰啲叫做 light rapid bus transit， 就係 along Queen Street 嘅，即係 Highway 7，就好似Markham 嗰邊Richmond Hill 一樣嘅，咁佢就好快嘅，咁樣就係將兩個貫通啦。佢而家咧就係 Zoom 嗰個 bus 啦，去到York University 嘅。咁阿力，你有冇補充啊？呢度？
其實可以呢度 stop 咗佢，然之後我補充另外一個 diagram。
好啊。
咁咧就係咁你 stop 咗佢，咁其實佢有個big 啲嘅 picture 嘅 ，OK？ 咁就呢個就唔係我想要講嘅 big 啲嘅 picture， 就係呢條線 ，OK？ 咁其實咧佢呢條Go Train 嗰條 link 咧，嗰條 line 咧就除咗喺 Downtown Toronto 上到去 Brampton， 其實去 Georgetown Golf Kitchener， 我度已經係去到 Kitchener 嘅，係相當之好嘅，咁已經係通緊車㗎啦。咁所以其實喺頭
先嗰個圖嘅 extension
係啦，呢個就係所謂大家見到嘅叫做個 technology route 啦，嘅 technology line 啦。Kitchener 啊，跟住 Brampton 啊，跟住落 Downtown Mississauga， 就係我哋即係安省或者 GTA area 一個好重要嘅 technology ring 啦嚇。
冇錯。
咁不如去一去你個訪問好嘛？我就想去你即係訪問阿 Mayor 嗰段嘢，我就 start 咗少少正話咁講，我哋繼續啦嚇。
Do you play cricket?
I love every sport. You know, my passions are hockey and tennis, but I've been a big supporter of the growth of cricket in Brampton because the sport is just so popular, and we're proud to host the GT20, which is the largest cricket tournament in North America, in Brampton each summer.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
good.
Okay, yeah,
That could be
that's good.
something, for the summer, a game, an international game. The other, Alec talked a little bit about transportation already. Transportation is always, a critical issue for investment, for the local residents, right? And given the change of the working from home, even though right now the supply is maybe, unsteady a little bit, but when we build infrastructure, I assume, you plan for 10 years down the road, right? And Brampton's growth is taper a little bit now, but still your current population is at 635,000 now. It's expected in 10 years' time, your population will grow to 727,000. So a pure growth of 90,000 people. So
Well, actually, the latest population figures that came in now have Brampton already at 700,000.
Oh my gosh,
okay, that's
700,000 already.
Yeah.
You have to catch up fast, and right now. We know that the GO train, you build a new GO station, and they actually tie into economic as well. The Beverly, GO station, and it comes with a lot of good amenities. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it before we move on to the other part of transportation?
Yeah, so the provincial government has recently announced two-way, all-way GO for Brampton, long sought after. We've got very busy GO stations at Bramalea, downtown Brampton, and Mount Pleasant. And so the GO ridership is very popular, and it's just another example of public transit that's available to Brampton residents.
Right. That's really nice. And, I don't know this,
不如我哋停一停呢度啦。咁就其實下一個 question 就係即係會講 Highway 413。你 before 去到 Highway GTA West 呢度有冇嘢補充啊？
冇，其實我哋之前已經講咗啦。
OK， 咁我哋可以
cricket 咧就係Punjabi 好 popular 嘅sport， 所以我問佢啫，即係輕鬆下。
OK， 咁我繼續去條片嗰度啦。
With the uncertainty about the West GTA corridor, right? Whether it will cut through your beautiful project at Heritage.
Heritage,
yeah, it's so beautiful. When I come across the visual concept a month ago, I was so impressed. Okay, it's not the really traditional building, but it's really tying everything. You are building capacity for residential, capacity for commercial, and capacity for recreation and leisure. It's beautiful. Now, do you still really want that Highway 413 cutting through, or you just really prefer a wide open boulevard?
Yeah, so the city of Brampton has put forward a proposal for an urban boulevard, which allows cars to go, and you don't want to have too much traffic. But an urban boulevard, we believe, is a compromised position. So it's not a mega highway through the city. You can have a traditional highway outside the city, but as it goes through the city, it's an urban boulevard, more the European style of highway integration with urban areas.
Right, that's really nice. With
咁呢度停一停啦。咁就其實即係佢基本上咧就係呢個係個 proposal 咧，有個 GTA West 嘅 committee 做 review 嘅。咁佢最大個 problem 咧就係因為佢入到去咧入去 Brampton 咧有17個 stop 嘅。咁其實呢個咧就即係其實相當之即係點樣講啊？唔係17個 stop， 係即係會嗰啲 speed 係會 lower 啲嘅。咁令到好多嗰啲 truck 咧。即係佢唔係 full traffic 要停咧，其實好多人都唔願意，所以有好多反對嘅聲音。但係佢如果 bring it through into the GTA West 去到 Brampton 咧，其實 sort of 大旺咗嗰個地區嘅 value 咁樣。咁我覺得佢即係如果我冇記錯咧，Patrick 咧，佢係 even 佢係即係party leader 嗰陣時，佢已經 propose 咗。 係去 Brampton 係去呢個Heritage 係咁嘅 proposal 嘅，咁所以佢做咗 Brampton 嘅市長係繼續呢一個 proposal。咁唔知會唔會贏啦？就阿 Josephine， 你有冇啲update？
其實而家呢條 highway 嗰個即係好多 question mark 啦，即係會唔會繼續？因為好多環保人士咧就抗議啦，因為喺附近有農地啦，有嗰啲wildlife 嗰啲咁嘅natural habitats 咁樣，咁咧就佢哋咧就係慫恿即係省政府啦，或者係甚至係聯邦政府啦，要重新做一啲即係環境嘅 assessment 嘅評估，咁之後咧，我發覺咧，亦都係有啲市政府係轉咗軚嘅。嗱，之前咧，譬如話 Mississauga 好都會支持佢嘅，咁但係而家話 Mississauga 對我都唔係唔大用啫喎，係咪？但係 Regional Appeal 咧就好覺得好好，因為點解咧？因為我哋個機場響Mississauga 個北邊啦、東北邊啦，咁如果一路咧啲食物嗰啲貨運一路由呢條新嘅 highway 去到嗰個 York Region 啦、Vaughan 嗰度一邊啦，另外一邊咧，如果嗰個一路如果係沿住個 Brampton 個 North 一路落翻去嗰個 Niagara 嗰度，咁所以其實係一個好大嘅計劃，但係就要即係審慎考慮啦。咁究竟嗰條路線需唔需要一樣咧？同一樣，或者將個路線移一移咧、挪一挪咧？因為如果你 cut through Patrick Brown 嗰個 concept 咧，就係真係有少少可惜嘅。但係會唔會話將一條 ram 點樣一條路拎翻上去咧？去到 Brampton 嗰邊，即係Heritage Place 嗰度移一移咧咁。呢度係要好
似 Markham 個 bypass 咁樣樣。
係啦。
咁但係即係其實加佢哋個proposal prefer plan 咧，就似乎咧就現 set up 咧就 make use 407，直情 make use 407，然之後做 subsidy。
係啊。
咁我諗又唔使再標啦，唔使再標係啦。sorry 阿 Jenny。
因為咧 Highway 410咧係永遠都好塞嘅，就算而家 pandemic 都好多車。未係 pandemic 嗰陣時候咧，直情係幾乎成日塞車嘅。
所以
咁你諗下佢點解要 consider？ exactly 係塞到飛起啊！
係。
而且講緊2040年 peak hour 會增加20萬嘅車，所以係必須做嘅嚇。
但因為407咧，我係個禮拜都上嘅 ，OK， 禮拜要上嘅407。咁我發覺407咧，就算 rush hour 咧，我5點鐘行咧。都係 OK 嘅，所以頭先阿力講你話，譬如我哋俾啲 monthly pass 俾嗰啲truckers 嚟到多啲用407，唔好即係響10點鐘一開始就係 occupy 晒成條 410啦。咁
但係佢話20萬架車喎喺 peak hour，
好犀利㗎，好犀利㗎嗰個。所以點解而家你話啲人唔使翻工？我又發覺哇，又係咁多車喎。咁但係如果407就唔係啦，上咗407就真係好好。
好，咁我哋另外咧就喺最尾嗰度就補咗一條question，咁就係 work from home 嗰條 question， 不如我哋開嗰條片先。
very good。
咁呢個同 transportation 有關㗎啦嚇。Anyway, I have one more question on the transportation. So with the work from home, quite popular these days, I don't know whether there's a new paradigm for people to work in Toronto. I know Brampton is like, a lot of people going downtown. Relatively, you only have 70,000 jobs. So, but you have almost 700,000 people. So a lot of people working downtown or working somewhere else. Do you see, because of the work from home strategy or work from home paradigm, do you see there's a decrease in the traffic at the peak hour? Because we are seeing other regions or other cities mentioning.
Yeah, we are seeing the GO Transit ridership numbers, the traffic volumes on the 401 and the QW and the 407, they are down during COVID. The question is, will it return as COVID leaves us? I don't know whether there's going to be some lasting changes to the place of work. But yeah, no, there's noticeable differences right now in traffic volumes and train ridership.
Yeah, the work-life balance, is sort of, propagate in the GTA area as a result of the COVID. There will be definitely some reduction. So some of the region is looking into the fact that they may do a measure, after the COVID, to see how the traffic is affected and then, deal with according. I'm sure those type of thing, is probably in the city planner's mind, is going to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So without further ado, Josephine, do you咁呢個 question 咧，大家有冇特別意見咧？其實即係好多 city 都係咁處理㗎啦。佢因為問親佢咧，知道個 traffic loading 咧就係少咗㗎啦。咁會唔會改變佢咧？transportation plan 個咧都話 ，but then open mind， 但係即係家未做呢個改變啊。係。咁所以其實即係都係一個 valid 嘅 answer 咁樣嚇。不過我都繼續問佢啦。如果冇嘢補充，我哋不如去一去咧。個 housing 個 question 嗰度
housing，
好。咁我哋去一去條片先嚇，我啱轉咗去呢個，希望冇搞咗下。咁呢條片係in terms of the housing, like I think, the GTA area, we have been, like a sort of envision the housing price surging. About 13.5% in the GTA area. Brampton is also following the same pathway, along the line. So even though like Brampton is slightly, like a lower price compared to the other, but it's catching up, quite a bit with 1.1 million for an average house, and then 700,000 for condominium. But the townhouse is cheaper. How does that work? Like the condo in Brampton is more expensive than the townhouse. Do you know what's going on? Is it the Airbnb going there?
So the real estate market's really hot in Brampton, as it is across the GTA. This year, Brampton led all municipalities in the GTA with the highest increase, 30% year over year. So it's a great investment. People recognize Brampton is growing, lots of good things happening in Brampton, and there's more people wanting to buy houses than there's houses available. There's more people wanting to buy townhouses than there's townhouses available. There's more people wanting to build condos than there's condos available. And so I would say if you want to get into the market in Brampton, it's a smart decision.
Yes. So Jenny, 其實我想問你啊，即係你哋喺economic recovery 嗰度 ，Brampton 嗰個 construction industry 應該係冇停到嘅，唔需要 recover 嘅係嘛？
冇，因為其實唔好講 Brampton 啦，其實講其他城市啦，好多嗰啲新嘅屋啊、新嘅 infrastructure 啊、地啊，準備起好多屋嘅。同係每一個 pandemic 咧，其實司長好叻㗎，佢一開始 pandemic 嗰陣時候咧，佢已經係 study 緊100年前嘅 pandemic 點樣開始，點樣度過，點樣去度過嗰個 economic recovery。咁佢可能根本已經知道。每一次嘅 pandemic 過之後個 economic recovery 咧係一定有 infrastructure， 一定有real estate 要 rebuild 晒所有嘢嘅。咁但係新嘅 new normal 咧，好多人 work at home 啦，但係 it doesn't matter， 因為好多人 work at home 咧，commercial building 咧又 unexpected 咁樣，唔知點解好多人去買喎。咁即係其實係unexpected， 因為你唔好講 Brampton 先啦，講 Markham 啦。一間少少嘅 warehouse 出嚟就俾人搶㗎啦。其實 Brampton 咧係嚟緊呢一個 hot 嘅 city， 係俾人去 invest 入去買屋啦、買地啦、買廠房啦呢樣嘢。咁我都 recommend 啲人真係要 pay attention to 呢一個 city， 即係 it's time to invest。
好，我哋繼續 contemplate. Condo is more expensive than the townhouse. That's something and so unparalleled.
Well, I think it varies on the size and location.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe it's a bigger size of condo, and there's not too much condo there, and so they just basically live up the price, right? I think that's the thing. But I also noticed that you guys are doing a bylaw review on the short-term accommodation, right? Is that something related to
which accommodation?
The short-term accommodation, short-term accommodation, like an Airbnb.
Yes, we're looking at banning Airbnb for people that want to rent it just for a night. We don't need to have any wild parties and people rent a house for a house party. If you want to rent Airbnb for a longer period, that's fine. But we're not interested in one-night rentals.
Yeah, Jenny. 有冇啲 Brampton 華商會有冇啲人反映話點解唔可以搞 Airbnb 啊？
佢話 ban for 啲人唔俾佢住一晚嘅啫嘛。佢話你話 rent for 一個月或者多啲時間咧，佢冇話 ban 啊，佢淨係 ban for one night 嗰啲，即係俾人哋開 party。其實佢係 focus 緊，因為 Brampton 前嗰排。Brampton 前嗰排，頭先啱啱聽佢講嘅 conversation， 佢話 ban for only for one night holding a party， 因為 Brampton 最初咧個 pandemic 係好慘啊，即係差唔多呢，俾人話佢點解啲人開大嘅 party 租啲 Airbnb 開大 party， 其實市長係 focusing， 佢係好 focus 將呢個 pandemic 快啲度過咗佢，然後快啲去開個 economy， 即係佢係一個好 organized 嘅人嚟嘅。做完呢一樣，跟住做呢一樣，佢其實 parallel 咧做緊好多嘢。咁 Brampton 成日俾人話佢啲人喺度開 party， 佢頭先就係講啦，我要 ban for one night Airbnb 嘅咁樣。
明白，喂，相當之好。因為如果做 hostel 其實唔係好大問題
講真啦，如果佢俾人哋太 short term 嘅 Airbnb 咧，其實真係唔好嘅。因為你講真啦，
一個禮拜嗰啲 OK 嘅。
嗱，話俾你聽啦，根本而家人哋叫 pandemic 做 endemic 噶啦，即係話嚟緊咧就會係有唔同細嘅即係唔同細嘅疫情嚟㗎。
年年都有嘢係啦，冇錯。
係，但係所以而家成個市佢有個 medical school 同埋 medical hospital 喺度咧，佢係 well prepared for it。其實佢有個軟件係做緊呢樣嘢。At the same time 咧係有個軟件做緊呢樣，因為 medical 永遠跟住落係最 hit 嘅。咁 at the same time 亦都需要好多人手，因為每一個 pandemic 度過嘅時間咧，起碼10年或以上。
好，仲有幾分鐘，我哋去埋最尾嗰條問題。
Okay.
Now come a point, with a more important question on the housing, right? As you know, like GTA area, the house price has been skyrocketed. Brampton is also in the hit list, right? So by and large, all this house price is going in the upward direction because the interest rate is so low. So and then there's movement in the real estate market. That's why a lot of young people want to take this opportunity to get into the market as well. So with that, driving up the house price, the affordability, which is the other side of the equation, without this secondary suite and also the inclusionary zoning. How do you see, Brampton, city of Brampton, is accommodating the affordability of the housing?
So we are building, we got a major ambitious affordable housing plan, $1 billion plan out of Peel Region to build more affordable housing in Peel Region for people who are struggling with homelessness and inability to get into lodging. Having said that, any politician who tells you they're going to stop house prices from escalating are lying. The reality is there's a broader market forces that have an effect in housing prices, interest rates, market demand, and that's not something we're going to be able to influence on a local level. Interest rates are set by the Bank of Canada and the Government of Canada, and we don't have any influence into that. And in terms of the market demand, as long as hundreds of thousands of new Canadians come into the GTA every year, as long as there's a reproduction rate where the population continues to grow, there's going to be market pressures on housing. And right now there is more demand than there is supply, and that creates an inflationary reaction.
So Brampton is like a sort of committing to the Peel Region, the affordable housing plan. But are you guys going to put in the inclusionary zoning for the developer, whoever built high density to have 5%,
yeah, so
10%?
Inclusionary zoning was something that was removed by the new government at Queen's Park. It was something that was going to be mandated by the previous government, but that got removed.
Okay, so you guys are not planning for the inclusionary zoning?
No, that's something that the provincial government took away. So it's something that
just recently, right? I suppose it was just recently. Okay. Yeah. So 咁其實即係佢講得都好啱，即係 affordable housing 咧，或 house affordability， 其實 municipal 冇 role 即係而且你叫啲 developer 解決一個 non-market 嘅 issue。佢哋 marketer， 佢賣啲 affordable housing 出嚟個 unit， 嗰成層就唔 即係可能我都會影響個 sales。咁所以應該個正式嘅方法就係話，如果係要佢哋即係邊個 stakeholder，因為佢哋係賺錢，咁叫佢 spare 一部分錢出嚟，去一個 affordable housing 嘅 funding，咁我覺得係 OK 嘅嚇。咁所以我對個答案即係都 OK 嘅嚇。阿 Josephine 或者阿 Jenny 有冇 feedback？
我或者講一講啦。喺 Brampton 咧又有240萬個households 嘅，咁咧大概有33000幾個 households 咧係租屋嘅嚇。咁佢 Brampton 嗰個 median salary 咧係高過 Mississauga 喎，佢哋揾多啲錢嘅喎，無論 before tax 同 after tax 都好，佢係高啲嘅。咁但係咧，如果你有3萬幾個家庭係租屋嘅時候咧，你係點樣維持嗰個 rental 咧 steady， 唔好咁追超過咗嗰個物價上漲或者嗰個資金嘅上漲工上漲咧，就係一個問題啦。
阿 Jenny 有冇補充下？仲有半分鐘到。
佢講話有啲 housing 係 for 啲，即係你哋頭先講話有啲 housing 係 for 啲，即係喺即係嗰啲 no shelter 嗰啲人啦。咁其實呢一個 mission 咧 ，Brampton 咧都有 take care 好多 youth 即係有 difficulty 嗰啲啦。咁亦都喺兒童會裏邊咧有啲 program 啊 ，Josephine 就知啦。over 16歲之後咧。就或者18歲之後咧，兒童會係唔可以 take care 嗰啲小朋友噶啦。
而家改咗，提高咗啦，個年紀
提高咗，21歲係嘛？好似
唔係提高到18歲。
18歲啊嘛。咁但係18歲之後咧，佢如果唔能夠揾工或者唔能夠有屋咧，咁其實都幾難㗎。過呢啲年青人，因為冇屋企人去 take care 嘛。佢哋嘅 difficulty， 佢哋嘅 life 片好 difficult， 而兒童會係照顧到佢18歲。咁點樣去跟住落去照顧啲 youth 係有 difficulty 咧？其實 City of Brampton 咧，因為喺個 pandemic 裏邊咧，佢哋除咗有 economic recovery 啊，有 senior group 啊，有即係仲有 youth group 㗎。其實大部分都係有 consider 呢類嘅人咯。
咁anyway佢係跟個 Pearl Region 做咧，咁即係都係啱嘅。
個標做嘅嗰啲。
好，今日時間差唔多，不如
嗰啲咁樣。
時間差唔多，不如就講到呢度，好唔該晒，唔該晒，拜拜。